Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. It looks like we're the only ones on here.
All right. I'm sending an invite to Travis.
Okay. Are you doing this so that we can record it?
I'm just doing it because this is the one I know how to do.
Okay. Yeah, because it looks like it's live. It just doesn't look like there's a spot to record it. So.
Yeah, it's recording.
Okay.
Okay, so there's Travis. I'll switch back to.
There's Jonathan. Hi.
Hey.
Christina. And my kids are in the background. So.
Hi, kids.
This is Penelope. She will probably join us on every evening class because
Okay.
she refuses to go to sleep ever. So. Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
Yes. Why don't you go play with brother and sister? Yeah? Yeah, let's go play. Go play. Go get in the tent.
Norman, I emailed you my the competitive analysis for the home security stuff today.
Yeah, I got that. That looks pretty good. It looks like.
I'm sorry it was late. I was still trying to figure out the bubble chart thing. I couldn't figure out how to get the data in there, and apparently you have to do it each I guess each company has a totally different series to get them in the individual bubbles, and it took me like 2 hours to figure that out. So, yeah.
All right.
You said you already sent a link to Travis?
Yeah.
Oh no. Did I get out of it? Oh no. I got out of it.
You're
oh no.
Still there.
I am? I don't know where you are. Oh good. I was like, I closed out of one window and I'm like, where did everybody go? Okay. Okay, I'm getting out of the Adobe.
Okay, I already excited that.
Hopefully Travis can find us. If not, I can text him. So if not, I can go back and I can invite Travis. Oh, good. He's there. Hi, Travis.
There it is.
Hi, Travis.
Was there Heather supposed to also join us?
I didn't see her in the Adobe room. It's her email.
Hey, turn.
I'm looking for some headphones because I'm hearing a little feedback. You guys hear feedback when I'm talking?
I don't hear
Sorry,
feedback.
I'm getting a lot of feedback from everybody. It's echoing.
If your microphone is on and you're not speaking, you should mute it. If everyone has their microphone muted and only one person has it unmuted, it will cut back on the feedback.
Okay.
So Norman, if you're unmuted, go ahead and try speaking to us for a minute and see if that helps with the feedback.
Okay. Yeah. Can you guys hear me? Nod your head if you can. Okay, there we go. Okay. I don't know who else we're going to get. John, did you talk to Josh? Did you guys work together on yours?
I emailed him, and he emailed me back briefly, but I had already started working on it before I even emailed him, really. So I was kind of already like halfway done with it. So I just finished it up myself. So, but he did email me back when I emailed him. He just said that he was looking over some stuff, but he wasn't quite specific about it. So I'm not sure.
Yeah, it looks like what he put together was just a little bubble chart with ADT's gross revenue of like 10 billion and Vivint's gross revenue of 1 billion. So I think he might have misunderstood when I put those down. Those were just examples of,
big companies, and I actually got clarification on it from Brother Staples a little bit better about what I'm supposed to do. I told him, I was like, yeah, the video we watched didn't tell you how to build a bubble chart. I understand how it works, but I need to know how to make one. And so he kind of told me some assumptions I needed to use, and so basically on mine I used it's really all centered around price and features for the home security. It's people want to know what they're getting and how much they're getting it for, how much it's going to cost them. So
right.
I more or less centered mine around price as far as monthly prices go, and then initial setup prices, and then I did the size of the bubbles as relative as far as features are concerned, because you can't really quantify those. So I gave them all ranking between 1 and 10 for the amount of features you could possibly add, and some of them aren't. After the initial setup, you don't really get to add anything else. So
yeah, I think it looks fine for the assignment. What I wasn't really sure, and because you guys were the only ones that got anything back, so it's kind of hard to do a competitive analysis for something that's integrating several different industries.
And that's the thing too. When I was looking at home security, it was just simply just like, so I thought, okay, what are the most important things? And after looking over all the websites and stuff that I found, like I said, like I was basically come down to price and features, because everyone's competing on price in that industry, and a lot of people are also competing on what features they can give to you. But Christina asked me to build a bubble chart. It's actually really easy once you learn how to do it. I can pull up my thing on the screen. I can screen share. Hold on, let me find my document here, and hopefully I can.
I also had a question. Has anybody ever heard about Amazon's Echo?
Yeah, I saw that on the Super Bowl commercials, and to me, I really haven't researched it, but to me, it kind of looked like Google's version of Siri.
Yeah, Amazon's, yes.
Or Amazon's version of Siri, and what's Google called?
I don't know what theirs is.
Yeah, I know my daughter's got a Samsung phone, so she's got whatever the Siri equivalent is.
If I can share my screen, if it'll let me. Okay.
I didn't know if the Echo could make phone calls. I'm like, if the Echo can make phone calls, that already has everything integrated. So.
Yeah, the thing I think with that is I think they're going in that direction, and I noticed on the commercial it had something about like turn off the light or something like that. So there was some rudimentary home automation control with that. So I'm not sure how far they're going to take that, whether they're going to have individual devices like security devices, motion detectors, cameras, things like that. I mean, it's going to happen whether somebody starts a new company or an existing security company kind of expands what their system will do. But I think it was Travis that was like, I don't want to do a bunch of work for somebody and they start some company, and I told him that I had no plans for that, that we'll use this as the exercise for the class, and if somebody wants to do something, it would be a huge undertaking. I mean, I've been in the security business and kind of got out with the recession in 2008, and it's certainly doable. And you have some companies that are new, relatively new to the business, like the ones that are advertising. I think that have the system you can purchase and set up yourself.
Yeah, and honestly, after I did a lot of my research, I figured that after I did everything and put everything together, I was looking at it, and a lot of them I could have did a whole other category on ones that were like basically like something you can set up yourself versus something you can set up like it has to be professionally installed. Was a whole nother like category essentially.
Right. I think it's Simply Safe that's relatively new. But like I said, I think they're just another entrant into the security, the home security market. I actually, when I did have a security company going and was thinking about this idea, my concept for it was OnStar at home, where you just have, it's just that simple concept. Like in your car, you just push the OnStar button and you've got somebody there to help you.
Yeah.
The Amazon thing, like I said, it's just, it's only as good as their search analytics that can take your voice question, and it works nice in a commercial, but how many times have you sat there yelling at Siri because Siri just doesn't get what you're asking?
I don't even use it.
I don't either. I mean, it's faster for me to Google something. So I think that combined with the market of older people who they can get the push a button and you're talking to a live person.
Yeah.
And so I think that would go over really well, and you can have different marketing for different demographics, because with elderly people, I don't know how many people I ran into who have the life alert system, but the life alert system doesn't do any home security. So they're paying $30 a month for home security, they're paying $30 for life alert, and even almost all the existing home security companies, they sell the little waterproof remotes that can get programmed into the security systems, but it's always seems like it's been two separate businesses. I don't know why, but anyway, do you guys have any other questions about the concept or?
I do.
Okay.
So we're trying to integrate home security with like emergency response for like if somebody falls at the house or like for, because that was the section that Travis and I researched, was the personal emergency responders.
Right. It's a big business, and a lot of companies, like I said, like Life Alert, that's all they do. They don't even try to offer anything with home security, whereas it would be an easy thing to do. So the concept is you have a base unit in the home, and the base unit has a communicator in it, basically a cell unit in it, or I mean, you could connect it to a landline, similar to connecting an answering machine. So you have a power cord, and if you wanted to connect it to a landline, you can just plug it into a phone line. Or if people don't have a landline, then the unit comes with a communicator in it. And so the concept is you have that base unit in the home, and everything connects to that wirelessly, and then that also connects via an app to your smartphones. So that if you're away from home and you have an emergency, you can open the app and hit the big red button on the app, and you're instantly connected to the 24-hour monitoring center, and they can help you with a medical emergency. They can dispatch paramedics to your location. If you hit your button at home, same thing, you're talking to a live operator instantly, and you can request emergency services, or you can just say, hey, what's a highly rated Thai restaurant within 15 miles of me, and can I get a reservation tonight? And the personal assistant will do that. So the base unit will have a certain price and some stuff that comes with it, like some security door contacts, a motion detector, that type of thing. And then you just have a menu of different things you can get: smoke detectors, additional security devices, carbon monoxide detectors, appliance monitors, something where you down the road, the concept would be that appliances would come already with this compatible technology, so that if you buy a new fridge and you plug it in and you punch into LifeLink that you bought this model of fridge, it automatically connects to your fridge and then tells you when the filter needs to be replaced, when the ice maker's not working, anything like that. You can have the same type of device that you plug into your car's diagnostic plug-in. I think Verizon's offering it now as a separate service to monitor your car.
They do.
So basically, it's eventually going to a point where it's like we're almost licensing the service to other companies that produce smart home-ish type products. So eventually, if you bought like a Samsung fridge, it comes with LifeLink on it as part of its marketing, and then someone would buy that in order to integrate that into their home. Is that kind of where we're getting to with that?
Right. So initially, I don't think we're going to kind of go there with this project.
Yeah.
But that's the concept.
Okay.
Is it also like learning technology? So like the Nest thermostat, like learns your like preferences? Is that supposed to be like an idea with it as well?
Yeah. With home automation, see, getting into home automation, you have the thermostats, you have lighting controls. I think if you have home theater and sound for the home, I think that's kind of going the way of the landline and the dinosaur. People just aren't doing that, but it's certainly something you could integrate with the system.
And correct me if I'm wrong, and this might be a gross exaggeration, but do you remember there was this Disney Channel movie that had the smart house, and there was like the woman in it, and she like did everything? Like that's what I'm imagining for the LifeLink.
Yeah, and it could get pretty sophisticated. Bill Gates's home, when he built it and did the Microsoft-based home automation, he had it to where if a visitor came to his home, they'd sit down at a tablet or a computer, type in their music preferences and lighting and things like that, and then they'd have this little RFID badge. And so then when they walked into a room, it would start playing music and set the lighting at a certain scene or lighting level and things like that. You can do that with your smartphone, so that you have this app, you have the technology in your home, so you don't even have to remember a code, because it's wireless or Bluetooth compatible, to where just you walking in your front door with your cell phone on you automatically disarms the security portion, and maybe turns on lighting if you want, outside lighting based on the time of day. With your thermostat, you can set inside the app, you can set like the time that you normally come home from work, and so it'll turn on, if it's hot, it'll turn on the air conditioning a half hour before you get home, so you don't have to run the air conditioning all day. So the energy efficiency aspects of it are, money saving and things like that, but it can be pretty comprehensive.
Yeah.
I think
So-
I have a better grasp on the idea that I was having an issue before with what specifically we were envisioning. So.
Yeah.
So is the
Did
focus of this?
I sent out in an email a copy of the business model that showed the revenue streams and basic pricing. One of the things that Brother Staples mentioned when he talked to me about being a team leader is this is a pretty massive concept if taken to the level that it could be taken. So he wanted to keep it more basic, kind of in more of a phase one rollout, which would just be the base unit, security equipment, cameras, stuff that we would manufacture, work with a manufacturer to put together our packages, and to basically kind of prove the concept with the promise that to potential customers that there would be more to come. That it would be continually integrating more and more technology.
So is the focus, if I'm understanding right, the focus is home security plus this lifelink kind of technology. So it'd be home security plus, whatever the lifelink kind of technology is, the connectivity to healthcare. Is that what I'm getting? It's less home automation, more security plus healthcare.
I think looking over everything that I read, my understanding of it is that the phase one part of it is going to be just home security and interact in with including like a life alert type of technology as it goes along. I think then adding in the smart home features and features of like the concierge service, like you were talking about, Norman, like asking for a Thai restaurant. I think those would be something that would be added later, because trying to roll all that right now would be really difficult.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, and I'm fine with limiting it, and I don't think the instructor's going to have a problem with it. I don't. The benefit to having more options and services available is then it justifies the cost.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. If it starts at a lower cost than if we have less, and do you have like a cost schedule where it would increase slowly over all those services being added, or?
Yeah, what I envisioned was that you have a basic, your basic platform with the package, and then a monthly service amount for that, and then the optional things that you could add on, like a vehicle monitoring or cameras and that type of thing, would be kind of a a la carte menu add-on. And then on top of that, on top of your base service, would be kind of pay-per-view or pay-per-use services like the concierge service, to where you maybe get 3 personal assistant calls a month, and each one after that is $1.99 or something like that. Because one of the huge things, I mean, the gold mine in today's technology business is apps and in-app purchases. I mean, if you look at I mean, it's like I think Candy Crush does like $33 million a day in in-app sales.
Well, I don't think it's necessarily like in-app purchases, but rather micro purchases as a whole, right?
Right. It's people buying that level up for 99 cents or whatever, but it's just on such a massive scale. I think people are getting used to purchasing things that way.
Well, there's things that people need, like my iPad is one of the ones that has like the Wi-Fi or the cellular data in it, and I only use it when I go on vacation because I find it easier to have access to the internet on my iPad whenever I go, instead of have to worry about like linking it to the hotel or linking it to whatever else or anything like that. And I only use it then, so I could see the value of people, like going onto their phone, like, oh, I'm out of town or whatever else. I'm going to turn on the concierge service on my LifeLink so I can, help myself get around or help myself learn where places are or whatever else.
Yeah, and like I said, I think the cash cow in the security industry is the monthly recurring revenue, because the cost, the wholesale cost. I mean, I can start up an alarm company and go to any nationwide wholesale monitoring station, and there's a lot of really good ones. And for your basic service, it's like $4 a month, and so you charge $30 a month. Just really good margins on that. If you can take that and then add that additional revenue stream of impulse purchases or additional things that people keep adding on, you're going to get the wide range of budget conscious consumers who tell their kids, you better not push that LifeLink button, because they'll be ordering pizza or whatever with it. But
well, I mean, I can show on mine. I'll share my spreadsheet I built for this. I don't know if you guys can see this very well. I can probably zoom it in some more. So I did mine on the home security industry, and so what I had to do was go through and find all these major players, and I basically went through all their websites and or had to call them and pretend I was interested in their services. So if I get a bunch of spam phone calls from Vivint and ADT, I'm going to be super mad because I'm not even a homeowner, so it doesn't apply to me. So I had to go through and get all their averages of all the monitoring fees, and then I went through and got all the averages of whatever type of activation or equipment fee that they have. And some people don't make you pay up front for equipment, and some people do. And a lot of these ones here at the bottom, like these Link Interactives or Scout, like a lot of theirs is they have really low monthly monitoring fees, but then to get a basic package, you have to go through and like get the center console and add all the extra stuff yourself. So I based this off of like if you had a 3-bedroom home, and so windows, sensors, and everything else. So adding all those together, but then looking at the amount of features a lot of these companies have, they don't have very many. And since I couldn't really quantify them, I kind of just looked at. I had one website that had a lot of that compared all of them across the board, and so I kind of took what they did as their comparison and kind of turned that into a rating scale of 1 to 10, and kind of made it up. Because a lot of them will offer you, a lot of the things that we're talking about, you can, access things from your phone or access different features from, your phone, and turn your heater on and turn your heater off, or turn your lights on and off, or time them or do whatever else. but not all of them offer a central monitoring or a 24/7 customer support type of deal, and so it kind of was varies. And I think a lot of these costs, I mean, for the LifeLink, for what Norman put in the business model at $34.99, considering the amount of stuff that they're getting from that service, I feel like it could be fairly competitive with what they have. And then there's my bubble chart, which was insanely hard to do. So.
How did you make the bubble chart? Because we saw that video for all of the guy who did that.
Yeah, it doesn't help. It's not helpful. Let me show you here. Let me zoom this back out. So the bubble chart is essentially, it rates 3 different criteria. Instead of most charts, you'll have like a scatter plot or something. It'll have 2.
Yeah.
So there's 3. So I have for example, on this, I have your competitors, and I have the average monthly monitoring fees across all the companies, and I have the average activation. So those are the 2. I decided to do price for my X and my Y because a lot of all the articles I read were people don't necessarily care exactly what features they get as long as they feel like the cost is justified. Mm-hmm. So I narrowed it down between monitoring the monthly fee and then the initial fee, and then did the size of the bubble. So the third is the size of the bubble. So the size of the bubble is the amount of features it potentially has in comparison to the others. So let me go ahead and pull up, if I can open this up. So you have to put all your data in up at the top here, and then if you go into creating your chart, I'm on a Mac, so I'm not sure, but you have to go in and to others and pick your bubble chart. And if I tried setting it up initially, it gave me some pop-up saying that you needed to have data points. So you have to highlight all this first and create and select chart, and it pulls up a really weird looking chart. But once that's pulled up, you can actually go into your chart. So you right click on your chart, click select data, and basically, I don't know if you guys can see this very well, but you have to add each competitor essentially as a different data set. So I have to go in, you have to click add, and then it'll ask you for the name, so you click on the cell that has the name, and then for the X value, you click on the cell that has your X value, the Y value, and then the cell that determines the size of the bubble.
So it's just kind of monotonous then to go through it all.
Yeah, it really is. So if I wanted to do another one, let's see if I wanted to add, if I remove LifeLink, I'll remove it off of here, and then I'll go ahead and add LifeLink back on. So it's going to ask for the name, so you click on that, you're going to want to click on LifeLink,
so
press enter.
We can't see anywhere that you're inputting data. Okay.
Oh, okay, sorry.
No, you're fine.
Does it not have the other window up?
I don't think so. It's just looking at your Excel sheet.
It still has it on there? Okay. I'm sorry. Hold on a second.
No, you're fine.
On my end, it looks like his screen froze.
I think.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, yeah, that's the best.
But anyway, if you guys can see where the data is being input, I don't know how to get that other, because it pops up in a separate window.
Yeah. No, that's. But I think that makes a lot of sense. But yeah.
But the gist is basically you're building a chart that has 3 different data points, and it's going to ask you. So you have to make sure which set is your X and your Y, and then which set is going to be the determinant for the size of the bubble. And then I did what Brother Stables did, and took it an extra step and kind of broke them down by brand recognition by making them green, yellow, or blue, depending on the name that people might recognize.
Awesome. Okay, well, that looks really good. That's actually super helpful.
But if you guys can help, I can help you for sure. It's just, I know it's harder on here.
Okay, so what do we have for this week? What do we need to do this week?
Yeah, that might help. Okay, so I'll look over the bubble chart there. I'll look at some data I have on home automation. We may, on the competitive analysis assignment from last week, what we might want to do is maybe I'll do a bubble chart, because I like your bubble chart with the pricing and how you put that together. I think the other element would be industry combination. So maybe what I'll do is I'll find the top 3 companies in each industry, the personal emergency response, the home automation, and then the home security, and then just plot those based on gross revenue per year. And then we could, maybe put together something for projected revenue. So let me pull it up on my other computer here. The assignments for this week. I was looking at them today. There's one where we have to start putting together a 5-year pro forma financials.
I saw that, and it had on there like it's kind of hard to do for like companies that haven't been functioning before. Yeah, I saw
Well,
that
I
one.
also love how super specific the instructions are. Like, some of these assignments are really difficult because I don't feel like he gives as much direction.
I feel like in going through that was almost the point. I mean, since we're supposed to be entrepreneuring our own venture, I mean, he wants us to really just dig in and find how it's supposed to work. But I agree, I'm equally frustrated with it.
All right, so what it says is, so this is assignment 2 for this week, financial model. This assignment will require you to consider what are the income and expenses, assets and liabilities, and cash flow your business will incur on an annual basis. These assumptions will be used next week to help you build your 5-year financial forecast. The information you forecast will only be as effective as the assumptions you make. For example, so I think we need to. It says you will not be computing all of your projected sales, but you may include some financial numbers. For instance, we will sell 10 products a month for $30 each for a total of $300 of monthly revenue. We'll grow 5% a year for the first 3 years. The scope of this assignment is to help you build your assumptions, so next week when you compute your 5-year financials, it will be much easier and more precise. So I think basically what we need to do is take the model that I put together with average initial customer revenue with an average amount and try to come up with a in the business they call it a WAG. You guys know what a WAG is?
Nope.
Well, the A stands for donkey, but it's wild donkey guess.
That's my guess. That's what I was thinking.
So, a WAG is just one step below a calculated guess.
Yeah, and I think a lot of his emails and stuff to us have been like, you guys are going to be using a lot of arbitrary numbers and data, because it's not like we have the resources to gather primary data. And a lot of the stuff I could find online was like, oh, here's this great report on marketing analysis for the home security industry, except you have to pay $50 to get the report, and I love school, but not that much.
Yeah.
I'm not going to pay for that, and so it's hard to get as much free information as you can, but I think he understands that we're just simply trying to. I think he wants to understand our thought process more. Like what Heather was saying, it wasn't necessarily like he wants us to line it all out for us, but he wants us to just see how we think through it.
Do you think that we would kind of start doing something like do it ourselves stuff?
Yeah.
Like if we would do it ourselves and set up our own security system? Because, I mean, like we had a friend that just recently got broke into, and so I've been helping her like look online to find security cameras and security cameras that connect to her smartphone because they're wanting it wireless. And so, like, for the security aspect, would I try and gather that information, and that could tell us, like, baseline, that's what it would cost us to, like, put that
but
home?
guess what? None of those security cameras tie into her alarm company so that if her alarm goes off, they can look at the cameras to see if there really is somebody there. That's my whole thing with this industry is nothing works together.
So has anybody taken advanced financial management?
No.
No.
Okay, so I just my emphasis is in finance. So I have a lot of 5-year pro formas done. I've probably got 15 on my computer. So what I'll do is I can send out today or tomorrow a 5-year pro forma that has an assumptions kind of sheet on it that will show some of the assumptions that we should look for. So I can send that out today or tomorrow, and that way we can kind of focus our assumptions and focus our 5-year kind of format with what we've been doing in other courses at BYU Idaho. So would that be helpful to people?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that would be great because if you send that out to me, I can fill in the blanks with what I know as far as wholesale monitoring costs, you know, equipment costs and things like that. And then we can just come up. I think our strategic plan should be that we launch this in maybe 4 markets. You know, like Los Angeles, Seattle, Denver, and Phoenix or something, you know, just to keep it somewhat regional, west or something like that. And we just use that as our assumption that in those 4 markets we should be able to sell X amount per month or you know, per year. And like I said, we'll just come up with some assumptions and go with those, and then you know plug in the revenue and expenses based on those assumptions. So yeah, Travis, if you could send me that, I'll plug those in. And so what I think I'd like you guys to focus on is assignment 7, which is the industry and competitive analysis. Now that you've heard the vision of the company and what it can do, I think you guys can take what John and Josh started with the analysis and go into the this 3 to 5 page industry and competitive analysis. Because like I said, without kind of knowing what costs and revenues are, I think you guys will just be really guessing, trying to get the financial model put together. So does that sound okay for me to focus on the financial model and you guys to focus on the industry and competitive analysis?
So we're focusing more on just the home security, or we're going to combine that with what they found on the emergency side of it as well, or just kind of have to try to guess?
Let me ask you a question. With those 3 industry analysis that they gave us to look at as far as examples, are those available, or do you have to pay $50 a piece for those?
Oh, those ones you have to pay for. That's one of the ones that I found. It was very similar to the ones that he gave us that last assignment, and to look over the discussion board. I think that's what we're talking about. And yeah, you got to pay for those.
There are some that we can get through the library at BYU Idaho. You log in through the library, and a lot of that stuff they have a paid subscription for. and you can look through. They're like Hoover reports and things like that. The library has subscriptions to.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, because that's what it kind of looks like. It says you can find these resources at the BYU iLibrary, and a couple of links to figure that out. Do you guys want to kind of break that up and see who wants to work on what on that?
So are we going to do home security and smart features, or are we going to add in the personal emergency response?
I think we should just focus on the security, linking the home security system and cameras and like personal features, right? The non-emergency response. That was what you were saying.
Because the thing I did was just on home security just together. It wasn't that the only industry I did was home security, so that was it. There was no crossover into the smart home or the personal emergency services stuff. So.
See, I think if we were to be pitching this to a venture capitalist, I think it would be big to show that this product can get a portion of these 3 different industries.
Okay.
So I think that should be a part of the industry and competitive analysis.
Okay, so what specifically? So just assignment 7, and then for us to divide and conquer. Do you want to assign things for our groups that we were previously in? Or?
I mean, I think if we just kind of each of us went through and did it for the industry we already kind of researched, and then we kind of just piece together the best parts from each report. I mean, it might be redundant to do 3 or 4 different reports, but then it allows us everyone to kind of focus on one area and then kind of take the best from the best parts and then put it all together. That's kind of my thinking.
Okay.
I think that's a good idea, because looking at the assignment here, I think if each of the 3 groups does that and does the industry and competitive analysis for each of those 3 groups and sends that to me in a Word document,
yeah, and
I can cut and paste to combine. The best of those 3 industries is what we're targeting for.
When do you want that by?
This is due
Saturday. You guys want to meet again on like Friday?
Yeah, if you can get it to me by Friday night, that's good.
Okay.
Cool. Okay.
All right, I'll do a little summary email and put a link to this so that the other 2 people that weren't here can look at it and kind of see what we're doing.
Yeah.
So
all right.
Monica sent me her information for the home automation research that we've done.
Yeah.
So I need to finalize that and add graphics to it. And then I will send that out to you, Norman, and to everyone else in the group so we can all have it. That works.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, if you guys can look at those 4 bullet points on assignment 7, and just answer those questions for the industry that we divided up before, that would be great, I think.
Yeah, I think it's easier to keep it like divided in that aspect so we're not researching exactly the same stuff.
Right.
Because the only problem with that is we end up getting you'd get a lot of the same information versus if we all kind of just kept it focused on what we were doing already. Or you can give us you can kind of give each other group a different thing so we're not all doing the same thing throughout the semester. You could switch up the focus per pairing or whatever else. But yeah, we can go ahead and do that because I think that's easier as far as we already gathered data on some of it already, so it might be easier for us to continue what we're already doing.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we're on track. Oh, as far as communicating, I guess I've got everybody's Gmail account now.
I mean, do we have everyone's numbers? Because I think a group text would likewise be advantageous.
Okay.
Cool. Awesome. I think we have that document, right? He sent it out.
I wasn't the one with to Norman, but I think he already has everyone's phone number, so I think everyone's phone number was already on there.
Awesome.
I can do either text or email. I actually prefer email, but text works too.
I prefer text, so I'll create a group chat tonight then and send a text to everyone just to clarify everything. So if there's anything emergency level, we can do it with a text. Otherwise, emails should be sufficient.
Do we have anybody that's international?
So Monica's in Guatemala. So she will only work with emails, but we're partners, so we're going to try to work together to get a really good communication. So when she can't make it, I can transfer stuff to her.
Okay. All right. That's good. Yeah, because I mean, group work, it's one of my least favorite things in school here. But I think, I think if we work kind of as partners, as long as you don't have like a really lame partner, then that way, if one person's kind of busy one week, you can kind of help out, and then the next week they can do a little bit more or something. So.
Yeah, next week I'm actually going to be gone. My sister's getting married in Las Vegas, so I'm going to be gone for the whole week. So I'm going to try to do assignments, but I'm not sure exactly what family stuff they have planned. And so I'm flying from Alaska to Las Vegas. It's going to be super fun travel time. So.
Just don't go Southwest.
Yeah, I know we're pretty locked into Alaska Airlines. They basically hold the entire state by the throat. So that's basically all we have here. Or if we want to fly Delta and pay like $300 more for the same flight. Yeah. So that's basically what it is. So yeah, I'm going to be leaving on Sunday, and I'll be there through Friday afternoon. So I still will be able to do some work on Friday and Saturday, and I can still probably hop on to meet in the evening. But like I said, my own entire family's going to be there, so I'm not sure exactly what things they have planned. So it'll be kind of a toss-up.
Cool.
Okay, and we'll try to keep this meeting to under an hour. I don't think we need to beat stuff to death. So
6:30 every Monday, correct?
What?
Yeah.
6:30 every Monday.
Do you want to do 6:30? I had 6 to 6 o'clock.
6 on.
6? Yeah. That's why I came at 6:30 because I thought it was.
I have a meeting tonight at 7, so I actually have to go right now because
I have to go too. But I can 6 next Monday.
6 on Monday.
Cool.
All right.
See you guys then.
Okay. Hey, thanks everybody.
Bye.
Thanks,
Bye.
Bye.